Hi guys, I'm going to do a video that has actually been requested a bit more than I thought it would get requested. I think it's more because you guys know me and you want to get to know me, or you want some advice on career as an optician. But I decided to make this video now because obviously people are just gone back to school, and I kind of thought I don't want to leave it too late because people have to start making decisions about their life. I am an optometrist, also known as an ophthalmic optician or just an optician. In America, optometrists are classified as doctors, so like eye doctors. In the UK, we are just optometrists or ophthalmic opticians. How my career and stuff started is oh, by the way, I should probably explain I test eyes because a lot of people don't know what an optometrist does. I test eyes and I give people glasses and I do health checks on their eyes as well. I also fit contact lenses as well, which is why I did a video on how to insert and remove contact lenses as well. How I decided on my career was I knew I wanted to do something in the medical profession. So I went through, do I want to be a doctor? No. Do I want to be a dentist? Maybe. Do I want to be a pharmacist? Quite possibly. And at the beginning, do I want to be an optician? Definitely no. And then what happened was I have a lot of doctors and dentists in the family, and pharmacists actually. So I kind of talked to them about their careers and stuff like that. The thing is, the doctor thing, I just kind of thought I don't really want to go to university for like 7 years. I don't really think I could cope with like studying for like 5 years and then doing another 3-year thing. It wasn't like me. And to be honest, I don't really think I'm clever enough to be a doctor. So I spoke to a couple of people about the dentistry thing, and then I was like, you know what, I really couldn't be a dentist. Like, I'm too scared of blood, I'm too squeamish, everything makes me feel sick. Like, I'm really, really squeamish person, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that either. And quite clearly, dentistry is like half a medical degree anyway, and I was like, no, I'm not clever enough. So then like the options of pharmacy and optometry came along, and I was like, okay, pharmacy kind of sounds good, don't need to get too into stuff, don't need to look at blood, you know, a good career for women because you can locum and you can dip in and out of your career. Pharmacy thing meant that for GCSEs, obviously I had to do quite well in my sciences, and then in the A-levels it meant I had to do obviously chemistry if I wanted to do pharmacy. So I picked the AS levels I wanted to do, and I picked chemistry, biology, maths. And then I also did business as a backup because I knew in my own head one day I was going to want my own business. So I picked business as my like backup. I'd done business as a GCSE anyway, really kind of enjoyed it. So I thought, let me do that as like my backup enjoyment subject. I loved biology at school, so again, did that as my enjoyment subject. And it had like my 3 sciences, and they classified maths as a science. So when I wanted to do pharmacy, I was like, okay, I'm going to need maths and chemistry will be fine. Biology is just something because I enjoy it. I got to my first year of A-level, so 2 years before I was going to university, and I did chemistry for the first year and I absolutely hated it. At that time I decided that I was going to get a job in Boots the chemist, so I just thought, well, if I'm thinking about pharmacy, I'll get a job in Boots and I'll just watch what the pharmacists do. And I just thought, I'm really sorry, but this is not the career for me. Like, it's not people orientated enough, it's just almost like retail. So I wasn't really interested in being a pharmacist because I kind of thought you don't really get in there that much, like it's just a bit too retail environment like for me. And I was like, well, don't really think I want to do this, because I watched the pharmacists and, you know, they didn't really seem that excited about their careers. So then I decided to consider optometry. I didn't really know anything about eyes apart from the fact that I needed glasses, and I went to my local opticians and I said to them, which was a Specsavers store, and I said to them, look, I'm really thinking about doing optometry. I think I was 16 at the time. Think about being an optician, but I'm not too sure. Can I just do a couple of days voluntary work experience in my Easter holidays? So I did like 2 days. I think it was like a Thursday and a Friday over my Easter holidays. I got to sit in on some eye tests. I got to be shown like the equipment. I got to obviously serve customers. I did some filing, and I was like, yeah, like I really kind of like this environment. It's more patient and customer based, and you know, if I was an optician, it's like one-on-one with a customer, and that is really what I wanted. Like, I wanted like one-on-one time with like somebody explaining things, fixing things, you know, making their eyes better. I sat in with my optician and I just said to her, look, do you mind if I sit in, because I really want to know what you do and I want to know if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So sat in with her and was like, oh my god, an epiphany, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So then I stopped chemistry because I was like, I don't need it, I'm not going to be a pharmacist anymore, I'm going to stop chemistry. And then I carried on in my A-levels, my final year, with maths, biology and business. business, because business, I really enjoyed it, and maths and biology was just because I needed 2 sciences, and at the time maths was classified as a science. Another subject that would have been really useful in optometry was physics, but I really didn't enjoy physics, and I had a teacher which was she was a bit in her own la-la land and just really wasn't there, and she was a bit senile. So did my A-levels, and actually at the time didn't quite get the grades that I needed. I got BCC, and unfortunately I got the C's in the 2 sciences. So I phoned up Aston University and they said, really sorry, you haven't quite got the grades to get in. If you retook your biology again and you got an A and you applied for us and you put us as your first choice, we will let you in next year. So I went away to a college and I retook my biology again. I did get an A, and then I phoned them back at the end of the year and I was like, look, I've got my grades now, please will you let me in? And they said, yeah, that's fine, come in. It's a 3-year full-time degree, and I went to Birmingham and I went to Aston University. Amazing, amazing, amazing time. I've done a whole video about my university experience, not so much related to the education side of it, but just absolutely amazing place to go to university. Did my degree, and then after, with optometry, once you finish your degree, you have a year's training year, which they call a pre-registration year. So you're not exactly fully done yet. You've got your degree, so you're a graduate, but you haven't actually got the license to practice by yourself yet. So once you finish your degree, you have to then do a training year under the supervision of another fully qualified optician. So because I had done all my work experience and stuff in Specsavers where I was living, they then said to me, look, you want to do your training year here, we'll be happy to have you. Because I lived locally and I knew them and I was working there anyway. So I kept going back in my holidays and stuff while I was at university and working there, so I kind of kept up to date with like the practice and stuff, so someone else didn't come in and take my training year. And then the lady that was supervising me at the time, she is now my current boss, and she was the owner of the store, but she was also an optician as well. So she decided that she was going to supervise me for my training year for 1 year. And during your training year, you have an assessor that comes in every 3 months, and they assess you, they sit in with you, they ask you questions, you show them records of patients that you've seen, you've got criteria that you've got to meet, but she comes in every 3 months. At the end of the 3 months, at the end of the year, she will then decide whether you're ready to do your final exam, and if you are ready, she'll send in another assessor to assess you. So I did all of my stuff and I passed, and then I became a fully qualified optician. Then I was working in the same practice that I was in, so I stayed there for maybe another 3 years where I was at that time. So in that 3 years, the first couple of years I was just a normal optician. The second year after, into the third year of when I qualified, I got promoted to the senior optometrist, and then I got moved to another store, and now I'm the store manager. So I'm the manager, but I still test full time. And now I've got my own trainee. So I've got my own pre-reg student as well, and she's amazing and she's great, and we have a really great relationship. And you know, I love the fact that I can like teach her stuff, and I love the fact that she can sit in with me, and I love the fact that, you know, I just love teaching her stuff. And we get on really, really well. You know, I just think it's really important that you have a really great relationship with your trainee. When I first took over as the manager, I had another trainee then, but he had already done most of the work and I just had to see him through the end. And at the moment, I am now starting a course which is 6 months. Hopefully, if I pass this course at the end of the 6 months, I'm then on a waiting list to get my own Specsavers franchise. So I'm doing this course at the moment. I've only just started. It's going to be really, really hard work for the next 6 months. That's basically how optometry works and stuff. The other good thing about optometry is working in different places. Obviously, you get different experience. So you can work in a hospital and be a hospital optometrist and become specialised in something. You can work in practice like I do, work on the high street, you know, just test like every 25 minutes, 20 minutes if you want to. You can also locum, so you can go to a different practice every day where they need you and you get paid a lot more money, like a lot more money. I chose not to do that because I like coming to work every day and knowing my staff and talking to my staff and having that relationship with my staff. I don't like the idea of going somewhere different every single day because you've got to worry about how to get there and the parking and blah, blah, blah. And I just like the continuity of seeing the same people over and over again. And I love what I do. I love my patients. I love being in a room with them and explaining things to them and helping them see better. I also really am a big fan of contact lenses. Like, I love fitting contact lenses. I fit people with contact lenses at the age of like 8. So actually I fitted a 7-year-old contact lens recently and she was just incredible. Yeah, like I just think with a job like mine, it's really important that you like people and it's really important that you like what you do. I can't say the same for any other career because I don't know anything else about other careers. And if I ever lost my job and if I ever couldn't test eyes, I really don't know what I'd want to do. I think with respect to me, I'm really lucky that I found something that I love doing. And if you guys have any questions about being an optician or anything, then let me know. And funny story, actually, the first time when I was at university, the first time I saw somebody put a contact lens into somebody's eye, I nearly fainted. And I was like, oh my god, how am I going to do this for the rest of my life? Like, this is really serious. And then after like the 100th time of doing it myself, I was like, okay, this is no biggie, I can do this. In the middle of your training year, you also go to hospital as well, and you get hospital experience, and that's when I got to sit in on like surgeries and stuff for the eye. People ask me about laser treatment all the time. I haven't had it done. I am like a -6. I wear contact lenses. To me, it's no biggie because I like wearing my glasses, so it's not really a big deal. The only time that contact lenses bother me are holidays and things like that, where I just think, oh, it'd be so nice just to be able to go in swimming and without having to worry about stuff. Something I may think about later on, but yeah, like really think about what you want to do for the rest of your life. This is the reason I love doing what I do, because it's a people one-on-one based thing, and that's what I absolutely love about my job. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, I could potentially do a part 2 if I get enough questions about career and optometry and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, before I forget, A-level grades people keep asking me about. When I first did optometry, you needed an A and 2 Bs minimum. I didn't get that. I got an A, B, C finally, but they still let me in. I know a couple of people that got in with B, B, C, but I think the grade boundaries are getting higher and higher because more people want to do this as a career. So I think at the moment you're looking at A, B, B, or even A, A, B. So you need at least 2 sciences, which is classified as maths and 1 other science, or biology and chemistry, or biology and physics, I think, are 2 really good subjects to do for optometry because they're both included in the degree. So that is my little tip on that, and I will see you guys in the next video.